In this video, I'm going to show you how we made this double claw hammer pendant. Enjoy it. This is the 3D model that we made. It's quite a simple design. We just done one hammer, flipped it on itself, added the bar and the bail, and then we're printing it out. We've got a double claw hammer pendant all printed off here. Everything looks fine, all the details come out nice. We're just going to get off a few of these remnants of the supports and then we'll attach it to the rubber. Now you always want to wear a mask when you're filing this stuff. Don't want to be breathing in all of those little plastic particles. So we're going to seal the pendant to the wax base, and that will stop any investment running down and messing up the casting process. Easiest done with a soldering iron. This just melts the wax straight away. Just going to take this flask up, cover up all the holes. Next step, weigh everything up. We're going to start with the water, put that in the jug, and then we'll add the investment powder to that. It's best to do it that way around, otherwise your powder is going to blow everywhere when you put the water in. So we've got to mix this by hand first of all. Now we're going to stir it with a whisk. So we're going to put that lid on, create a seal, sheen on, and all the air is now being sucked out of that, and we should see bubbles forming. In a few seconds they'll be rising to the surface. Next up, we're going to transfer the investment from the bowl into the flasks. Pour it, hopefully without spilling it everywhere. And they can go back in, get any remaining air out or any air that got added during the transfer. They're now ready to take out. And we're going to let them sit for a couple of hours just while they harden up, and they should end up as hard as rock. So I made the mistake of using Poundland duct tape on these, and it's got all little bits stuck to it. But it won't be a major issue, just burn off. Obviously not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. So we're going to put all the flasks in there and leave them to burn out. So the furnace is round this corner. I'm going to take the flask out, pop it in the vacuum, and then pour in the molten gold. What did I do? Whipped toast. Pop it in here. Vacuum on. There we go, that's sealed. Straight in there. Leave that 5 seconds. Now we're going to remove it. Wait 10 minutes for it to cool down and quench it. Alright, it's time for the quench. Listen to that. Wedged in there, the moment of truth, if I can find it. And that looks pretty good. Only bit I was worried about was the sparky bit on the back of the hammer, and that looks fine. Next step, we're just going to remove the sprues where the metal flowed down, and on closer inspection this thing is looking really nice. Just a little bit of a tidy up and that'll be good to go. So we're going to cut this off. It's always best to leave a little bit over and you can file it back, that way you don't cut into what you're trying to save. So that's one. That top one, a little bit thicker, so it'll probably take a little while longer. And we've got to be careful not to bend these bits on the hammer because they're quite thin. We may even have to trim them back because they might be a little bit sharp, but we'll wait until we've got a little bit further on it. Maybe best to come at that from the other angle. Get some pliers to grip that a bit better. That's the one. Now we can do it with these. Once that bulk's gone, it'll be a lot easier to trim that back. That's now everything cut back. And what we're going to do is file these bits away here, make it nice and flush to the rest of the pendant. So while working on this, I've actually stabbed myself a few times with these bits on the back. So we're going to stiffen back a tiny bit and then round them off, and that should make it safe to wear. Obviously you don't want to be wearing it and it gets stuck in your chest if something pushes against you. Snip them back about maybe just like 2 mil in total. It still looks exactly the same, but yeah, it's way less sharp, and we're just going to round that off a tiny little bit with a file. That's the one. So yeah, I can pull on that and you haven't got to worry about it going in your skin. Much better. Now we're just going to go over this whole model with emery paper, get it looking nice, ready to polish. Focusing on the rougher areas, but hitting everywhere we can. There you go, it's all smoothed out inside there now. After a little polish up, you'll never know that was left there. Next up, we're going to go around the whole model with the rubber wheel. If you've done any casting before, you'll know the rubber wheel is your best friend. Gets in all the tight little spots that you can't really get with the files, but do advise you wear a mask while you're using it, because it sprays up a lot of rubber and a lot of metal. Next up, we're going to polish this all over and see if there's anything that needs touching up and go from there. To finish the pendant off, we're just going to use the polishing attachment on the Dremel. That way we've got more control over the speed and we haven't got to worry about catching any of those little bits. We're just going to get off any remaining dirt in the ultrasonic.